Carowinds' next coaster will be better than Fury. Carowinds is getting ready to open their most insane coaster yet, and it's gonna be a lot better than you realize. Carowinds is one of the best amusement parks in the country, and in the last decade, Cedar Fair gave them two major $30 million coasters. Their most recent addition was Copperhead Strike in 2019, so with 2023 marking 4 years since then, it's time to look at what they'll get next. Trust me though, this one's gonna be insane. Carowinds was bought by the Cedar Fair chain back in 2006 when Cedar Fair purchased the 5 Paramount parks. Cedar Fair gave them a new relocated coaster for the 2009 season and then gave them their B&M Hyper Intimidator in 2010. The parks wouldn't get anything new for 5 years, but in 2015, they would open one of the craziest coasters of all time. Yup, Fury 325 was and still is the tallest and fastest giga coaster on the planet, as well as the world's tallest and fastest roller coaster featuring a lift hill. Fury was the second B&M giga coaster to ever open and really transform Carowinds into a whole nother park. If you visit Carowinds today, Fury is the main draw. Take Fury away and the park is nothing like it is now. Besides for the stats, this coaster is one awesome ride. Many people say it's their favorite steel roller coaster of all time, and it's not for no reason. The coaster's color scheme also looks amazing, and the whole park is really much bigger than it was before the addition of this ride. After Fury, the park wouldn't get a new roller coaster for another 4 years, but in 2019, Cedar Fair announced they were opening an amazing Mack Rides multi-launch coaster, Copperhead Strike. Though Copperhead isn't the craziest addition, it was an expensive ride costing around the same price line as Fury and helps round out the park's lineup. Very few parks in the world get coasters this expensive twice in a decade, and with this park's next coaster around the corner, just imagine what $30 million could get them. $30 million is enough to get any B&M, and since they already have an Invert Hyper and Giga, there are only a few models that would make sense. Cedar Fair hasn't built a flying coaster from B&M yet, and Carowinds already offers a similar experience on Nighthawk. B&M's wing coaster could be a good fit, especially since there aren't many in the US. A launched B&M wing would be even better, and that could offer Carowinds another of what I like to call a unique experience coaster. A 250-foot B&M dive could definitely be Carowinds' next coaster, and with dive coasters becoming increasingly more popular in recent years, I could see this being a very likely option. I do think if they get a dive coaster, they will make it more unique. I think future dive coasters in general will be more unique, especially after Dr. Diabolical. Carowinds could also go for a B&M surf coaster, but if this model doesn't offer some sort of unique experience and is just a B&M multi-launch coaster, it could be too similar to Copperhead Strike, so I don't think the surf coaster is in this park's near future. Then there's Mack Rides. Mack Rides now works with Cedar Fair, and maybe Cedar Fair did a multi-coaster deal with Mack for Carowinds. Mack's Extreme Spinner has been a huge hit ever since the first one opened at Silver Dollar City, and I could definitely see Carowinds getting this coaster in the future. Both Time Traveler and Ride to Happiness were huge hits, as well as a tremendous success at their park, so it's really only a matter of time before we see more of them get built. The only issue with the Mack Extreme Spinner is its price. Time Traveler cost Silver Dollar City $26 million according to RCDB, and not every park can afford a coaster that expensive. Carowinds therefore is the perfect candidate for an extreme spinner, and they could build a bigger and better one for the next coaster. Once we're on the topic of spinning, how could I not mention the spinningest of all spinning coasters? Could Carowinds build a giant S&S 4D free spin, or maybe a supersized full-scale 4D coaster? After all, Cedar Fair is now working with S&S. I doubt this will happen, but I for one would really like to see some more full-scale 4D coasters open somewhere in the US. I'm tired of talking about the S&S Axis coaster, but who knows, maybe Carowinds could get one. Gerstlauer is one of the manufacturers Cedar Fair has worked with recently, so Carowinds could potentially get one of their coasters. A vertical lift hill coaster is always one that stands out, and this could be a great addition to Carowinds and would make for an amazing new coaster. Talking about Carowinds' next coaster, I have to address the elephant in the room, RMC. Cedar Fair isn't on the best terms with RMC, but if they manage to get together again for a new coaster at Carowinds, just imagine what they could do with $30 million. That's enough money to make a hyper or even giga hybrid coaster that would easily become the best in the world, as well as one of the longest rides of all time, and they'd probably have money left over to theme the coaster mildly. Maybe they could even make a dueling coaster like Twisted Colossus at Magic Mountain. Cedar Fair probably wouldn't spend $30 million on an RMC, but the thought of an RMC coming to Carowinds is something that I know would instantly be one of the best coasters in the world. But RMC doesn't only make one type of coaster. They have other models too. The Raptor could be an option this park goes for too. The single rail feeling, especially when there is only one person in each row, is something no other coaster model offers. And there are only a few Raptors open so far, so this would definitely be unique. As for capacity, maybe they could make it dueling. A T-Rex is also possible, but I feel this wouldn't be the park that gets one of the first. RMC is an amazing coaster manufacturer, and an RMC could definitely top Fury and would be a massive boost to an already thriving park. Then there's wooden coasters. In my opinion, one of the most likely coasters this park can get is a massive wooden coaster. This really makes a lot of sense for many reasons, so let me explain. For one, Carowinds could really use a good wooden coaster, and I imagine it's only a matter of time before Cedar Fair RMC's Hurler. I think Hurler might have gotten some retracking or something done to it recently, so it could be they want the coaster to last a bit longer, and maybe they want to add a massive wooden coaster first. Cedar Fair usually installs a wooden coaster every few years, and if 2020 never happened, I think Cedar Fair would have given Dorney Park a Gravity Group shuttle coaster in 2021, and depending on how happy they were with Gravity Group, give Carowinds a massive Gravity Group or GCI wooden coaster for the 2024 season. I think the reason Cedar Fair was looking to work with Gravity Group for Dorney Park in the first place was because they wanted to test out the manufacturer before building something massive in Carowinds. I mean, what more can a park want if they have the world's best steel coaster and the world's best wooden coaster in the same park? The best wooden coaster in the world as of now is probably El Toro or the Voyage. Intamin built El Toro and Cedar Fair doesn't work with them, so Cedar Fair's best chance at building the best wooden coaster in the world would probably be Gravity Group, the company that built the Voyage. The more I think about it, the more I like the idea of a massive wooden coaster at this park, but I don't know if they would be able to make it the best. Voyage uses the terrain a lot and El Toro is a prefabricated woody, so beating those will be very difficult. However, if Carowinds even opened the third best wooden coaster in the world, it would give them a top tier coaster lineup that would be one of the best in the world. Whatever Carowinds builds as their next coaster, I think it will be incredible. And I think there's a very good chance we see them build a coaster that is better than Fury.
The tallest, fastest giga coaster in the world, Fury 325.